What's up, everyone, and welcome to a Comic Blast trailer review and discussion for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I'm joined by Grayson. My name is Keenan. This is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, we're used to recording hour-long podcasts. And this is primarily going to be on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Other than that, we're really going to just kind of ramble on about our thoughts about the trailer overall. The trailer came out last night. We're recording it on Tuesday. What are your thoughts right off the bat?
So I stayed up late. I was tired, so it felt a lot later than normal. It had been a long day, but then I was like, I gotta stay up for this trailer. Yeah. So I waited, and I kept on refreshing Star Wars Twitter feed, and then finally it was like, boom, right there. It was like 3 seconds ago. I was like, all right, cool. And so I immediately watched it. The first time I watched it, for just overall thoughts, I was like, that was good. I watched it again, that was good. And I watched it twice before I went to bed. I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. I got stuff to do in the morning. Then today in class, I caught like the last half of it because one of my classmates was showing it off to another person. Okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm hyped. And then finally, I think it finally hit me. I was just coming back home from the gym, and I've been listening to a podcast series where they're reviewing all of the Star Wars movie as they released. They're currently on Phantom Menace, but two of the guys on the podcast had not seen the trailer yet, so they did a live reaction on there, just like, why not? So I wasn't watching the trailer, but I was hearing it, and I knew what was going on because I'd already seen it a couple times, like knew the shots. Like, you kind of get to that point once you watch a trailer so many times, and like, I just tend to remember Star Wars more than anything. And that was when it finally, I started tearing up. Like, as soon as 3PO says, like, this is, I'm taking one last look at my friends, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, and so I started like tearing up in my car. The tears subsided for just a brief moment. And then finally, when they said the Force will be with you, Luke says that, and then Leia says always, I was like, oh my God. And the music, man, I don't know what the trailer music, like every single one ever that under Disney's reign has been freaking incredible. Right. Like, I mean, I'm thinking Force Awakens, all of the trailers, insanely good. Rogue One, amazing. Last Jedi, really good. Then both of these, like, big trailers have just been so exceptional. So I love the trailer. I wasn't expecting anything too big. Like, I did think they were gonna show Palpatine's face. Yeah. And they do show him, but they don't show like his face or whatever, like what he's gonna look like, which was ultimately happy with because I didn't want them to like give it away too badly. I was like, I want there to be reveals. Like, I want this to be really fully experienced in the theater. And so, but like, I mean, it definitely shows a lot more. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm glad they showed just enough to be like, get you in theaters, even though we were gonna definitely go anyway. Like, right. They don't need to convince us any further. But like, yeah, I was overall happy with it.
I think the trailer definitely has the vibe of a definitive ending for the saga, which I thought was pretty cool. Obviously, the music was emotional towards the end. The music overall was great. That was probably my favorite part of the whole trailer, to be honest. Yes. That's kind of just what touched me the most. But yeah, overall, the trailer definitely gives off that vibe that this is definitely a definitive ending to the saga, which we already pretty much knew at this point in time. C-3PO's line is definitely kind of like a hint at that. And
it's coming from the audience is what I was telling my dad a second ago. I was like, we know it's coming from 3PO, right. But 3PO has been in all of the main saga films. That was kind of always the running thing, was like, oh yeah, he had been in every single movie. And now he's kind of speaking from an audience, like we kind of resonate with him a bit. Exactly. There, like, oh yeah, like we are seeing our friends for the last time. This is it. This is the last one, you know. Definitely. And that's when I was like, it hit me. I was like, oh man, like we're at the end of the Skywalker saga, which is just insane.
Pretty incredible. I feel like the sequel trilogy has just flown by.
It really has. Like, I remember going to the premiere in 2015, and it was like, dude, it's going to be forever for this trilogy.
Exactly.
And I'm like, 2019, like that's crazy.
Now here
and
it
I
is.
was, and I was 15, and I was like, oh, this is the beginning of like a new era. And now we're here, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't like how quick this has gone by,
Right.
but I'm still so excited.
So the trailer, like we're pretty cautious when it comes to actually watching a trailer and dissecting it, because we know, and you've made a video about this, that Disney does have the habit of doing some tricks with their trailers and making you think one thing,
Yep.
and then it's the complete opposite of whatever you're thinking it's going to be. So we definitely don't try to overanalyze it, but what we can do is we can appreciate things such as the aesthetic, character
God.
design, the worlds that we're
Yes.
jumping on, which I could really talk about forever, because it looks like we're hopping around different places and different planets we're going to be visiting throughout the film, and each design just looks stunning. You have what looks to be some sort of ice planet.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's hard to say, because we know one of the planets is where Zori Bliss is at, and they've said the planet before, but I'm sure I'll remember it once all the guidebooks come out and I'm just like consuming so much Star Wars content. Because that's what I did with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I remembered all the planets' names. I remembered the creatures' names. Like, you remember? Hey, Keenan, what's the name of the horses in The Last Jedi? Do you remember?
Fathiers.
Wow, okay, you got that right. Never mind, that was a stupid question.
I'm sorry.
I was hoping to be like, dude, I have no clue. Yeah, what was the name of the planet that they go, the casino planet?
Shoot, hold on, give me a second. Canto Bight. God, why couldn't I think of that? The casino.
Nope.
Oh, that is the casino.
No, the casino is Canto Bight. The planet is Cantonica.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. No, and I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. But I'm just saying, like, I remember, like, just
I'll
dumb
take you to
stuff
Star Wars
like
trilogy. Or not trilogy. Oh God, what am I trying to think of?
What are you? Yeah, what are you?
Not
talking?
trilogy. Trivia.
Okay, I was like,
Words are hard.
trivia. Nah, dude, I'd get destroyed. But yeah, like there's that shot with all the TIE fighters going towards that like glacier. It reminds me of like the Fortress of Solitude. I'm like, is Kylo gonna have like a Fortress of Solitude like on some ice planet or something? Like that would be kind of cool. Because there's a shot in the first trailer where he's like walking out of his silencer and it's like really snowy, but at the same time that's probably the planet with like I feel like he's going to be tying to a lot of different things. Like the God, I'm so excited for the flow of this movie, man. Because like we see shots of. I'm convinced it's indoor, just because of the flora of the planet. It looks very much like indoor, where Rey is running through and like deflecting the bolts of the training droid.
So cool. Happy that we're getting
it's super
training.
Cool.
Happy to see some training montages.
Yeah, just start cue the Rocky thing.
Yeah.
And then the glacier planet, all of the shots from in the space battle, dude. This space battle is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Like, because with the sequel trilogy, we haven't really got like a proper space battle. Like there was the kind of like the Trench Run 2.0 with Starkiller Base.
Yeah.
Yes. Last Jedi had a minor space battle, not too big. It wasn't anything super exciting. Rogue One, I think, has ultimately had the best space battles so far. I mean, that one on Scarif over the Shield Gate is amazing.
Yeah.
But with all of those ships, that entire fleet, it's just like so cool to see, and all those Imperial Star Destroyers. Then the whatever planet the Death Star 2 is on, even though the Death Star 2 is literally a fireball of explosion, we're just gonna accept that there was chunks. Well, they've said in canon that like the chunks of the Death Star have flown off. I think it's just because it's so massive, like you don't see the small pieces, but like if you were a human standing next to it, like those pieces would be massive, you know?
Yeah.
And it's also just the way they filmed the movie, like, and then the planet where Zori Bliss is at, and like all of this stuff. And I don't know where Palpatine is at, like in this whole area. It's like very dark and blue and gray, like, but it looks really like ancient and borderline like Sith, kind of demonic looking, like not demonic, but like that throne. Yeah. It's like, it's wicked.
It does kind of give off that sort of vibe. I'm wondering, like, based on where our characters are throughout the film. It seems like they're definitely hopping planet to planet. Does it kind of give you that vibe that they're racing to try to find something, whether it be
I
like
feel
some
like
sort
they're
of artifact or something like that?
I'm not sure if there's going to be like a MacGuffin, or if they're trying to find a person, or if they're kind of like brought along on this series of events. Like, because I was originally saying this, like the journey of these characters, they go from one planet to clearly they go to that sand planet.
Yeah.
They're all together there. And then we see Poe and Finn in the halls of some kind of Imperial or First Order thing, which is a great shot, by the way, of them running towards the camera down the hall. Super cool. Then we've got wherever the Death Star 2 is at, and then we've got the kind of icy, snowy planets. Like, there's a lot of destinations in this, which I think is really cool, because we haven't gotten... I mean, I think there was about 3 planets, and there's usually around 3 planets per Star Wars movie. The Last Jedi, it was kind of... We only got really 2. Yeah. And even though I thought both of them were pretty cool planets, except Cantonica or Canto Bight was kind of felt a little real worldish to me, but I thought Crate was a really cool planet. I loved the way they designed that with like the red salt and everything. It's still one of the coolest planets in my opinion. But yeah, there's definitely like, I feel like they're chasing after something, or something is like motivating them, especially with like the 3PO thing. Like, I feel like he's got to be involved, and they definitely need Zori Bliss for some reason, because she's like tied into Poe Dameron's character in some way.
It seems like
it's like a romantic tie or something. Like, I don't know.
It seems like it all leads to that Death Star 2 thing.
Yes.
And you can even see there's a part where Finn is chasing after Rey, which I thought was
I
really
wasn't
cool.
I expected her to kind of go down there by herself, and I was like, oh, okay. And like, and I mean, we knew that like all of them were on the planet.
Sure, yeah.
But like, I don't know.
It just shows.
This is
that scene right there, that little clip shows that it just kind of shows off the friendship and bond that Finn and Rey have, and that Finn definitely cares for her. I like to see that he was chasing after her. So yeah, that was really cool. And then of course there's some misdirection. There's parts where it looks like Rey and Kylo Ren may be teaming up in the movie.
I think I think at this point they're definitely going to team up against the Emperor.
Yeah.
However, I think it's going to take them a while. Like, I think he's definitely going to be against her, because they're clearly fighting. Like, and at least on top of the Death Star.
Sure.
I think the shot that whatever they're destroying, which I think it's the pedestal that's holding Darth Vader's helmet. Personally, because we've seen a shot before of him opening that thing, and it looks like a very bright white room.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that's at. It's probably on some sort of ship or facility, but the way it's shot, like, at first I thought they were both destroying it, but I was like, that seems a bit excessive. And I looked at it again, and
like
the way,
fighting, right?
Yes, exactly. Like, it looks like she hit Kylo, and Kylo's kind of reflecting like the lightsaber back, and it hits that.
Yeah.
And so like, because she can clearly, like, she got a blow on him, and he's kind of taking it, and so, and he's also got the helmet on, which I just feel like he wouldn't be teaming up if he had that helmet on.
Definitely.
I feel like,
yeah,
because it seems like a majority of this movie he's not going to have that helmet, like at least not have it on. Also, probably just for screen time for Adam Driver,
right.
Which personally, while I think the helmet is cool, I've always been more of a sucker for helmetless Kylo Ren.
Sure.
I think it gives him more depth to his character. One thing I noticed, though, nowhere in this trailer to be seen is the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, I thought about that as well. It's weird because they showed off the Knights of Ren in the first trailer that came out during Celebration, and in this one, which it may be fine. They're really putting an emphasis on the core characters, which is fine. This is the trailer that they're really using to promote ticket sales.
Yes,
and that's what people
always
are going to want to see, is those characters to get you hyped up. So that doesn't surprise me so much. I wouldn't doubt that they show up in some TV spots over the next couple weeks.
Right, yeah. No, I agree. And we don't even know if in that first trailer if the Knights of Ren like were in it, because there was like some rumors that like it was them, but then like, maybe I need to rewatch the first trailer again, but let me ask you this. What do you think is better, the first trailer or this one?
I think this one is. I think the first trailer was just enough, but this one kind of got me a little bit like, not that I get really emotional, but that kind of like hit me in the feels more than the first trailer did.
Yeah.
So
what trailer out of the Star Wars series has gotten you like the most excited for a film?
Definitely the Last Jedi's
Really?
final trailer. Yeah.
Really, I personally neither of the Last Jedi trailers ever got me nearly as excited for literally any of the Force Awakens trailers. I thought all three of those were impeccable. The teaser is perfect. That was the one that came out.
The teaser was awesome.
That came out in 2014,
Yeah.
right? December 2014. That was the earliest they had shown off a trailer, but they had to because, it's the return of Star Wars. That one's great. Then the one that they showed off at Celebration with the opening shot of the Star Destroyer, and then I believe it ends with Han and Chewie.
Yeah.
But then the game day trailer for The Force Awakens was like, I remember
that one was really good.
Freaking awesome too. Like I thought all the Force Awakens ones were amazing. The Last Jedi ones were definitely good, but like I hate to say this, but like I think the reason you're constantly more disappointed with the film rather than I was is because I just wasn't. I don't think I was excited for it as you were.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah. Whereas I was like on cloud nine when it came to The Force Awakens. That was the most excited I'd ever been for a movie. So it's just interesting though. But I mean, regardless, like I think they nail it with these trailers, especially with like I was talking in my video recently like how they kind of mislead you, and I'm like, I'm of the opinion. Because I didn't give it in that video. I wanted people to kind of develop their own opinions on whether they like that or not. I'm of the opinion that I'm like, for the most part, I like it, especially because it can kind of mislead you and get you like speculating and going all kind of different which ways.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does suck when there's like not a scene that's like
that you expected to be there.
Right. Like the one scene, like especially with that Rogue One example that I gave, was them like running on the beach towards the AT-ATs. That was that was definitely the TIE fighter thing. I didn't mind so much.
Right.
But, it's just how it goes. But yeah, I mean, they've been killing it with these trailers, and I'm sure we're going to get a couple more TV spots and stuff. But yeah.
I'm excited. The trailer definitely got me excited. I feel like for me, Star Wars is back. For some people, it never left. But for me, it feels refreshing to be excited for a Star Wars movie. Maybe it's just because of my unconditional love for J.J. Abrams and everything that he does.
Yes.
But I can definitely see like his hands all over this film. It's kind of weird, but The Last Jedi for me just feels so like separate from The Force Awakens in this movie. Like for me, it just feels so disconnected.
I think it's personally because no matter what they say, that they definitely had a different plot in mind.
Yeah.
However, personally, I think it's going to work out for the best. Like I'm honestly just glad that Palpatine is back.
Sure.
Kind of like that they have this one unifying theme throughout all of the trilogies, which is like Palpatine being kind of like the puppeteer, the mastermind, and that Snoke was just kind of a pawn that we all thought he was misleading. And honestly, like I don't care what anybody says, like I loved that. Like I love Snoke dying. I thought it was to each their own. We won't get into The Last Jedi. This is about the rise of Skywalker. But yeah, it definitely does. But I think if J.J. Abrams had directed the Last Jedi, or whatever it would have been, even if maybe it wouldn't have been called that, who knows?
Yeah.
I definitely think it would have felt a different tonally. But I don't know. Either way, I'm hyped. I'm glad. Like I'm just ready to consume a bunch of Star Wars stuff.
Same.
So.
It's Star Wars season for us, so we're pumped. We got The Mandalorian coming pretty soon. We got Jedi Fallen Order, and then shortly after that is The Rise of Skywalker. Real quick before we end the video, though, I just want to give you guys a fair warning. If you're on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, wherever you may be, even YouTube probably, there are some screenshots that have been leaked from the movie, as well as some plot details. And I happened to stumble across a couple screenshots that were on Twitter, which is pretty disappointing.
But while I ask you this, because I wanted to talk about this, and just like how big are they? Like
it's something that you wouldn't see in the trailer, that's for sure. Okay, that's probably the best way to put it. I think they're pretty big. Okay, there's one in particular where it's pretty big.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna try to stray as far as I can. I can't delete Twitter, unfortunately, because like that's where I get all of my like information and stuff. But I'm probably gonna be blocking some Star Wars and J.J. Abrams and Rise of Skywalkers on my
the problem
on my
is
keywords.
the tweet that I saw literally had no words. It was just 2 pictures.
Did people like it or something?
No, somebody replied to it that I followed.
Oh.
And
God.
then I saw it. So.
And then you blocked them forever.
I got angry for about 2 minutes, and then I texted you about it. But yeah. Keep your eyes out if you're on the internet, just to warn everybody. But that's pretty much going to do it for this quick review and I guess small analysis of the trailer. We both really like the trailer. Let us know what you thought in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to keep up with the podcast, as well as some other videos that we're going to be uploading pretty soon. Anything else that I need to add, Grayson?
May the Force be with you, always.